But if anyone does not provide for his relative, and especially for members of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 8.
Hey fam bam, it's me, Juslonda. Have you subscribed? Have you joined the fam? Join the madness, join the fun. It's me, Juslonda. I'm your big sis, I'm your auntie, I'm your best friend. I am someone who we are scrolling on the internet to see stuff. Can we talk that talk?
So y'all, please help me understand this. My lights got turned off. So I called my baby's father and asked him if he could get my lights turned on.
Now, before I get into this, I just want to say hi to my new subscribers. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for joining the fam bam, joining this madness and joining the fun. Okay? Now, y'all saw tidbits of it. Let's break this down because I have a lot to say. You either going to like it or you're not going to. Either way, it's going to be said.
So y'all, please help me understand this. My lights got turned off.
Okay.
So I called my baby's father and asked him if he could get my lights turned on for me. He said no.
So your lights got turned off and you asked your baby father if he could turn them back on. And he said no. Where is the child support going? Or are you not getting child support? Because that is what the child support is for. Unless you're not getting child support. So he said no, which is fair. He said no because I'm pretty sure he's on child support.
Because I have a husband and
Because you have a husband, he said no. Okay, let's rewind it and talk.
So y'all, please help me understand this. My lights got turned off. So I called my baby's father and asked him if he could get my lights turned on for me. He said no because I have a husband
Right.
and that's his responsibility.
It is.
How is that his responsibility to pay my lights to get turned back on after they get turned off?
What do you mean? Unless you and your husband are not together. That is totally his thing. That is what a husband does. He makes sure that the family is okay. See, women, we choose the wrong person to mate with, just like the males do. We go into this thing looking at it one way and it's totally different. And the signs were probably there in the first round. And here we are. You're asking your baby's father, who is probably on child support, to turn your electricity back on after your husband could not get them turned back on. Now, I'm going to assume that y'all are together. Why? Why even come out your mouth? Why even come on this internet for such a thing?
That you have kids that stay here. You don't care about your kids. I understand that I have a husband. Granted, don't beat me up over it.
Nobody's beating you up over it, sis. Your kids needs to be taken care of. They have a father that's not in that household. Take your kids to the father's house while you and your husband get it together. But maybe she does that.
But we fell on hard times.
Oh.
So as my baby's father, I feel like you're supposed to pick up the slack.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. This has got to be a skit. This has got to be a joke, because there's no way you thought that it is your baby's father's track went right out. It is your baby's father's responsibility to take care of you, your husband. So there's mismanagement of the money. What are you doing with the child support? What are you doing with the child support? This is why the men be acting the way they act. I am on board with your baby's father. No, because if I was that baby's father's wife, I would have been like, tell them kids to come on over. Let her and her husband get stuff together, because y'all fell in hard times, and I get it. Times are hard. Times are hard. That's why I'm willing to be like, you know what? Let the kids stay with us until you can get it together. And once you get it together, then, we can bring the kids back over. We'll bring the kids back over. But maybe she's not seeing it that way, because no one's beating you up over the fact that you got a husband. Who cares you got a husband? You all actually, not the fact that who cares you got a husband. It's the fact that your husband is not caring and not doing the best that he knows how to provide for his family. Why do you think that I'm in South Carolina? Now, granted, this was the easy thing for me to do, but a job fell right into my hands. You're supposed to do whatever you have to do, no matter what. No matter what. My family had been in a situation for a long time, and we do what we got to do. You don't go running to your baby's father who's paying child support. I don't know how much it is, but he's paying child support. That child support should just go straight to the electricity bills. Straight to it. Straight to it.
So you rather for your kids be in the dark than to help your baby mother get her lights turned back on? What if I...
No. He'd rather you bring the kids to him while you and your husband get it together, and then we'll bring the kids back over. No harm, no foul. What? You scared he's going to take you off of child support? You scared you're going to get, excuse me, you scared you're going to get off a child, he's going to get off of child support because he took care of them for however long you needed it? You just mentioned you're in hard times with your husband, and I get it. However, it is not your baby's father's duty to take care of you, your husband, and his kids. The covering in the Bible is God, husband, wife, kids. It's not God, husband, baby daddy, wife, kids. It doesn't go like that. It doesn't go like that, Tutu. I'm sorry. You're showing that you're not responsible. You're having management of money. The fact that you're asking your baby's father to turn on the electricity, to turn on your electricity.
I didn't have a husband. Would you have helped me then?
If you didn't have a husband, yeah, he probably would have. I'm not going to lie, he probably would have. Because it's not a two income, it's a one income, and it's just you and his kids. What is it? How does your husband, you know what? How does your husband feel about you asking your baby's father to turn on the electricity? He doesn't feel not being manly. And what if he gave that money to you and wanted a little? You gonna put up? I'm just saying.
This man is crazy. Sir, help me get my lights turned on. Don't worry about my husband. He's doing what he's supposed to do as a man. As my baby daddy, you should be helping me.
He should be helping the children, not you and your husband. It's the children. You got married. You are under your husband's covering. You and your children are under your husband's covering. Your children is under their father's covering, as well as you and your husband. So if you and your husband are in a situation where the kids can no longer be covered, they need to go over to the other covering, which is their father. Their father. I want to know what how the husband feels. He would not feel like a man to know that you just asked your children's father to turn the electric on. And if he did turn the electric on, you know what? I wouldn't blame him if he told you I need you to do this, and that. That's what you get. You want to prostitute yourself. You want to prostitute yourself. That's what you're doing. Because you'd rather have this man give you the money to turn your electricity on versus you give your children to their father while you and your husband get it together. So you'd rather prostitute yourself. Got it. Now, let me know if I'm wrong. I know y'all gonna hate me. Y'all probably gonna unsubscribe because I said that. However, she's definitely in the wrong. And you would know, y'all would feel, if you are dating someone who has children with someone else, she didn't even have to have a husband. The mere fact that she's calling and asking your man to turn the electricity back on when he's paying child support, you would have a problem with that. You would have a problem with that. If it was your husband, sister, hold on, sis. Let's flip it. What if your husband had an outside child? She's not married, but yet she has your husband as a baby father, and she calls your husband and say, hey, I need money to turn my electricity back on. You would have so much to say about it. You'd be on here with your mouth wide open. I can't believe my husband's baby's mom had the nerve to ask us for some money to turn her electricity on. Why don't she just let the kids stay with us? That's what you would be saying. That's what you would be saying. So I am on the side of the father. So comment down below. Tell me what you think. This was something quick, something fast, because I have another video that I want to get to. So thanks for watching, rating, subscribing. All that good jazz to make me feel so warm and fuzzy inside. Peace and peace. Bye. And if you missed out on any of my Talk That Talks, that's right here. And always thanks for subscribing. And if you want to subscribe, it's right here.